Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Albiononline video. Today what I'm going to be showing you guys is how to make easy fame and silver while doing solo dungeons in the new EU launch. I'm going to be using a battle axe build 4.2. The thing is, there's no point in doing solo dungeons up until the point where you have unlocked the Elder Reaver, which if you just follow on from my first video that I did a few days ago, I'll leave a link down in the description to which one, about going into the black zone and just farming mobs. You should easily be able to get Elder Reaver very fast to then be able to move on to this stage, which is clearing tier 8 randomized solo dungeon maps. Now the reason why you want to make it, you don't want to do any less or any more than a tier 8, is because I've found out, well, not found out, but from over the years of playing, I have noticed that tier 8 solo randomized dungeon maps do fairly well. Now, yes, it is all RNG based regardless, but I would recommend tier 8. Don't do tier 7, don't do 8.1, don't do 7.1, just do flat 8. You come to the marketplace, you type in solo, change the filter to tier 8, and you can pick them up from here. We're just going to pick up, we're going to pick up 5 for now, right? Now, when we talk about builds, once you've hit that tier 8 Reaver and you're ready to rock and roll, there's a few builds I'd recommend. I'd recommend the battle axe, where you're in the AoE queue. You could probably change it to the single target one on bosses to deal more damage. Then obviously you've got your adrenaline boost, blood bandit E, which is already a thing, and then you'll run at the first passive, which is deep cuts, to deal more damage. Then obviously mercenary jacket for more sustain, unbalanced mind, mage cowl on AoE to deal more AoE damage on the AoE pack mob pulls, energetic sprint to make sure that you can stay energized. Now the thing is, because you're just going to be permanently looking to run through the dungeon and clear the mobs, I would also recommend possibly bringing a scholar cowl, just in case you're running low on energy. This is great for a swap because this ability applies a shield which increases your armor by 100, magic resist by 26 for 4 seconds, and whenever you take damage you'll receive 37 energy. So if you end up struggling with mana, you can always just swap out your cowl for a scholar cowl. So what other builds can you run? I'd recommend the battle axe one because it has a lot of sustain and a lot of AoE damage. I'd also recommend dual swords. Once again, either use a mage cowl or you can swap out for a scholar cowl, once again if you are running low on energy. I would recommend nature staff. That's just got loads of sustain once again, and it makes it easier to clear the whole dungeon out. You'll just run obviously Q2 W1 for more damage. I wouldn't really recommend the dagger. Well, the dagger can still work. It'll be really good on bosses if you get any juiced up bosses, but the AoE pulls are going to be a bit slow because it has a lot of single target damage. The bow's pretty good because this is AoE, the pierce is AoE or knockback, and then this just deals a lot more damage and regular intervals. And also the spear. Generally you can run any build, but these are just ones that I'm recommending because they have a lot of sustain, they have a lot of damage, they have a decent amount of AoE, and it just helps you clearing. The one-hand spear, you'll run at Q1, W1, and then obviously when you can, you'll get a life leech. Mercenary jacket, because what you'll do is you'll do your forester spears and then you'll use your mercenary jacket to heal right up. Once again, mage cowl with a swap of scholar cowl if you're struggling with energy, with a torch. And obviously you can pretty much use almost all any build you want. I would always recommend, no matter what you're going to use though, if you're clearing solo dungeons, I'd recommend using a mercenary jacket regardless, because it just helps so much more for the clear and the sustain. And I'd always recommend bringing fish, because there's nothing worse than the amount of time it takes for you to re-heal after every mob pack pull. Now, I'll show you when I get in there. I won't eat the food to begin with, and I'll show you how slow that health regen actually is after every mob pull. Whereas you just want the least amount of downtime possible, so you'd have just like a tier 5, tier 3 fish to increase your health regen in between mob pack pulls. And then bring some poison pots. At the launch of the server, they're going to be pretty expensive, so maybe not. You could always just bring some healing pots instead. Restore 7% max health, which you can use on bosses. To be able to find these where the actual solo dungeons are going to open, you're going to want to go to any black zone portal zone, because what will happen, as you'll see when we hit use, is it's going to literally open up a dungeon in a zone adjacent from the portal zone. Now, as you can see on the minimap, it will show which way to go. I would always recommend taking invisibility when going to solo dungeons, so make sure you do that. Head over towards the exit, grab the invisibility, mount back up, and leave. You'll be completely invisible from any other enemies, so you don't need to worry. Once you enter the zone, you'll see on your minimap where it is. You just make your way over to the green circle on the map. Once you get there, beware, don't click straight on the dungeon, because when you click on the dungeon, it will remove your invisibility. So one thing I'll do, what I would recommend doing, is stand here, make sure you don't see any red name tags around you, click again, and then enter the solo dungeon. Now, because you're going to be very close to the entrance of the Black Zone portal, there is an increased chance that someone may try to invade your dungeon. Now, an easy way to stop that from happening is you'll click log out up in the top right, and you'll wait 90 seconds. Because what happens is if nobody enters your dungeon within 90 seconds, the entrance to this dungeon from the outside world closes, which means you are completely safe at that point. If people do enter the solo dungeon, what I just recommend generally is you probably just leave, or you know, you leave, you mount up, you go back to the town, you pop a new one, or you see whether that person is going to leave, and if he doesn't within like 5 to 10 seconds and it looks like he's going to kill you, just leave, mount up, and just go back to the town. Yeah, it's usually multiple people. Whenever you're going to get invaded, it's usually multiple people. So you'll just wait until this says 210. If nobody enters, you're going to be completely safe. This is the beautiful thing about solo dungeons, is that there is a mechanic inside of them which just makes it completely safe. Like, it's really hard to die unless you do something silly to get yourself killed, realistically. So we're going to wait for this to count down and then we'll crack on. He's spinning on me. He's spinning on me. So this is how much fame? 7.7 thousand fame. That's not even that bad. What was that, like 1,000 silver per mob? That's pretty good. Well, yeah, it's boosted, of course. The fame's doubled. So it would have been like 3.5, 4K fame. Yeah. Yep, and silver. Okay, so one thing you'll see in solo dungeons are these shrines here, and what they do is they give you a randomized buff. You click on it and it gives you a random buff for a minute. This one gives me all cooldown times reduced by 40%, restores 4% of energy per second. So be sure to pick up these buffs if you run into them. Guys, so it looks like the EU server has gone down, so we decided to go onto the American server, the NA West server, to give you guys a better outlook on the loot tables, the fame, the amount of fame we'll gain per mob, silver, and whatnot, so we can get this video pumped out for you guys. They are going to be similar, the NA and the EU servers, regardless on what you're going to be obtaining from the tier 8 dungeons. So let's crack back. You can see here we have came up to a boss. So while clearing these solo dungeons, there will be multiple bosses, sometimes none, but once again it's RNG. This looks like a tome chest, so we're only going to get tomes from this chest. So let's just see what we end up getting from this. All right, let's see what we get from this bad boy. 13 untradeable terms, which it's all right. It's basically the value of one tradable tome, but it is what it is. So when you see this part of a dungeon, that means this is coming up to the last boss. So remember that we're about to approach the final boss of the dungeon. Boom, 27k fame, and let's see how much we get from the chest. 144k. So remember this, right? This only took me about 13 minutes because I kept stopping for the video. So on average, I could probably get these done every 10 minutes. And yeah, this map only cost me 20k. So let's AL and then we'll go pop another one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bang out 4 more solo dungeon maps, and I'm going to and then obviously I'll show you how much silver we end up making at the end overall with all the stuff inside of a tab. All right, 12k. Bonk. 36k. Not insane, but still profit. Bonk. 7.9k. Bonk. 71k. Bonk. That's not bad. 13k fame. Another 31k chest. It's been green chest after green chest. Been quite unfortunate, to be honest with you. A lot of greens tonight, boys. A lot of greens. 5k, and then this chest. Tier 1 tomes. It's a double chest. Green chest. 9k. $35k. Okay, so we made EST value of 406k from them 5 solo dungeons, and we done it in around an hour, and easily made like 500k fame. So just to make sure that that wasn't just fucked up because the market's on West server, we're gonna go do the other 4 dungeons we have here on EU. Oh, there you go. Got another fucking tier 8 solo dungeon map back. So one thing to be aware of is that sometimes there's going to be little secret locations that you can walk through, and there's sometimes like a buff or a chest So just be aware of that. Damn. 8.1 solo map. Pretty big. Are you gonna start playing Albion, Rick did it? 16k, but sheesh. 45k. It's not bad. What, I made like 200k this run? Oh, 28k fame, 47k. Ooh, 34k, 8 home, and 28k, massive. All right, man. So from these 3 dungeons, we ended up getting like 222k in a matter of like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, give or take, which isn't bad overall. Like, it could be better, it could be worse. So we got a decent amount of spec, it seems like, and a decent amount of fame. Yeah, we got like 10 to 15 spec in that as well. Like, so it isn't the worst thing, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It could be worse, but like for a new player that's, you know, it's from who's looking to just do some chill solo shit, it's not bad at all, to be honest. Either way, man, it's your boy Coconut Stick here, man. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you guys want to check out the Twitch, it is twitch.tv/coconutstick. You'll see it here up on the screen. Hit that subscribe button, like, and leave a comment down below with what you want to see in the future. Appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful day, evening, night. Peace the fuck out.